Hello, friend. Welcome back to the channel. This is a follow-up. Let's call it an update. I've reached out to Royal Caribbean, me being a former full-service travel agent owner and a member of CLIA, which is a Cruise Line Industry Association, and IATA, International Association of Travel Agents. I'm trying to get some inside information on the icon of the seas. Not only inside information, but inside footage. I'm looking at Royal Caribbean's fact sheet, which I am going to include in a link. It says this ship has 20 total cabins, 18 guest decks, 2,350 crew members, or up to. It has 2,805 staterooms. It can accommodate, in a double occupancy basis, 5,610 guests. Some of the rooms are triple rooms. They can be set up for triple. It has 7 pools, 9 whirlpools, and 6 record-breaking water slides. The gross tonnage, 250,800 tons, gross tons. That's the amount of water that a ship displays. Usually the heavier the ship, the smoother the ship is going to be. And the total length of the ship is roughly 1,200 feet, or 365 meters. Okay, so that's some of the update information. I'm going to step aside and let the original recording run, and then I will join you back. Cruising is one of the best travel values around. So, I'll see you soon. Enjoy.
Royal Caribbean Icon of the Seas debuted today in Miami, Port of Miami. This is considered the largest cruise ship in the world. 20 levels, 18 levels for passengers, anywhere between 8,000 and 10,000 total people. You can break that down with maybe 2,500 or so crew, and depending on how you count, I've heard estimates of 5,000 to 7,000 passengers. I will include a link below. As the sun starts to come out, it's roughly 10:30, 10:45 a.m. I understand they divide this ship into, quote, neighborhoods, with 8 neighborhoods. Please review the link below for additional details.
For those that haven't had the privilege of seeing one of these ships up close, just to give you a feel for its size. In terms of length, this ship is the size of roughly 4 football fields, or let's call it 3 football fields, including the end zone. That's American football. at 20 levels. Now, a ship is going to be, in terms of floor to ceiling, it's not going to be the standard 10 feet that we have usually here in America for a story. Let's call it maybe 8 feet or something of that nature. But at 20 levels, that still gives you a feel for how this may equate to a building. It could be anywhere from 15 to 20 stories tall above the water line. I've always considered ships or cruising to be one of the best travel values. You go to multiple destinations. You have to pack one time, unpack one time. On board, for the most part, you do not use any currency. You have, depending on the ship, 24/7 food. You have access to entertainment, gyms, facilities, spas, pools, golf simulators, and anything that you may want to have on shore. Then, when you go to the different ports, you get a chance to experience different cultures. And if you take an excursion from the cruise line, you have the safety and protection and the association with the tour company that's on whatever shore destination you have. So, for those that want to have a family event, outing, or either a couples event or getaway, you may want to consider cruise. Depending on what your destination is or what your preference is. The larger cruise ships, needless to say, it's almost like a small city. The smaller cruise ships, it's going to be a little bit more of a personal experience. But, excuse me, earlier when I mentioned the amount of crew, there usually is a ratio between the number of crew to the passengers. And for the most part, most of the ships that's sailing out of the United States has a foreign crew, which is very adept in customer service and, quote, satisfying the customer. One of the cons of a cruise, typically you have whatever the population of their cruise entering through, quote, one gangway, and therefore you have to stagger your patience and stagger the times that you want to enter. Depending on dining, some people call it fresco dining versus formal dining. You may have to, this is the older ships, you would have to choose your seating if you did not want to have a rush at the dining hall. Therefore, consider cruising. And for those that like to wager, casinos are available.